right, thank you so much for tuning in to another reaction video. My name is Chris.
My name is Sam.
And we are Offset
Era.
Woohoo!
Yeehaw.
All right.
Yippee.
All right, we are back with the next part of our series, Queen of the Murder Scene.
From the warning, we are on part 3 of chapter 1.
Yes, part 3 of chapter 1. I'm sorry, this is going to be the series title, and on the thumbnails, this will actually be classified as 4. We're considering Dust to Dust 1, Crimson Queen 2, Ugh 3, and then the 1 will be 4. That way it's easy to follow along with the thumbnail. So we're going to consider this part 4, even though this is part 3 of chapter 1. Hope that's not too confusing. So yeah, so we were talking about, just as a recap from last week to this week, we're checking out the full concept album, The Warnings Queen of the Murder Scene, which was Queen of the Murder Scene is a concept album which tells the story of a disturbed young woman's inner journey from desire to obsession
to murder and madness.
Just as a quick snippet, looked at Dust to Dust. We talked a little bit about that in the Crimson Queen video that we did, since we didn't talk about the meanings beforehand. And then we did Ugh, and then now we're doing the 1. So we're gonna go ahead and kick off with the explanation of what the 1 is. So let's go ahead and kick it away.
In the 1, things begin to turn dangerous. The protagonist's control is slipping, and the queen is willing to do anything to make that love happen. She's willing to kill off the competition. I want to kill all the love that's for you, so only mine remains. The lyrics also go from let me be the one to I will be the one.
Ooh.
When in character, Danny will spit out the final for you to love me back in furious, frustrated rage.
Wow.
Events are about to occur that cannot be undone.
Ooh, chilling. All right, so let's flip over to the video, and if you haven't seen our prior videos, make sure you go and check those out in order. And we're doing all of the live at Lunario CDMX.
Yep.
So all of them are coming from that same performance. This particular video has 202,000 views. It was posted 4 years ago, as we've mentioned before, and not as many comments on this one, but we'll check out and see what they got here. This is more creative than anything I've heard on the radio in the last 20 years. Wow. Let's see. Good Allie for bringing the thunder in this one with those bass arrangements. I mean, she always does, but damn, the sound here is so freaking rad.
I like the sound of that.
Yes.
This band is ridiculously good, and evidence that it's mainstream music doesn't represent the totality of great music out there.
Yes. Agreed. I think growing up, that was one of the biggest things that I remember, like learning that there was more than music than it was on the radio. I think of, like, I had a friend in art class. He was like, have you heard of these bands? And I'd be like, what are you talking about? He's like, you know, Green Day and Offspring and stuff. Those guys are pop. Those guys are pop. And I'm like, what are you talking about? They're not, they're rock. And he's like, no, those are pop. And then he started introducing to me like No Effects and like underground music, like punk rock and like Punkorama and all these other bands. And like, it blew my mind. And then I started to realize there's way more music than what's on the mainstream media.
Yeah.
And it's really sad that so much good music out there just goes unappreciated because it's just not in people's faces, you know?
Exactly.
I feel like just about any band given the exposure can find their audience.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of getting out there and being in front of the right people, which is kind of sad because that can be really hard. Let's go ahead and let's jump into this one.
Yep.
All right. And if you're just tuning in for the first time to check out Warning with us, welcome. Please make sure you check out our first few videos of the Warning. We haven't just done the Queen of the Murder Scene. We've done a ton of other videos as well. But if this is the first one of this particular series, make sure you're watching from Dust to Dust until now. All right. But if you're not new here, you know what time it is. It's time for the Grace Transition. We got a really funny comment on one of the other videos. I noticed today that someone said, like, you must have learned how to do that transition from George Lucas. And you know what? I think he stole the transition from us. And I think he stole the idea from Star Wars from us too. All right.
I want a quarter every time somebody says Star Wars.
All right, guys. Well, here. The Warning, the 1, live at Lunario.
CDMX, here we go.
Let's see what happens here. I like that picking pattern.
That's a wild looking guitar.
She's really got that thick tone on that bass.
Yeah.
Ooh, the toms sound real good. The toms sound really slappy. Didn't expect a halftime thing like that.
It works.
Whoa, I think it changes keys a lot.
I think so.
I think it's changing a key a few different times. That's interesting. And I like her background vocals. I think it's Allie this time singing.
I think it's both of them.
Okay. Well, I know she sings a lot.
Yeah. But I saw that she had a headpiece on.
She does.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Go back here. Yeah, I noticed it. Like I was kind of trying to follow. She just so you can see here in her fingers here. She plays a lot of bar chords.
Yeah.
And I am noticing there's some other guitar parts going on that she's not playing. So definitely a backtrack. I was told, or we did hear in a comment that Pau, the singer in the background, Paulina, she triggers a bunch of all the backtracks. So not only is she playing drums, doing background vocals, but she's also triggering all these background sounds.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so that's a lot. It's a big job.
That kind of makes me think of how Geddy Lee in Rush, he would work the keyboards and his bass with all these different foot pedals.
Yep.
So that he wouldn't miss anything and fill up all that sonic space and doing all that and singing.
Yeah, Rush is always been known as being one of the most talented bands out there.
So that's wild how she's able to, trigger those tracks and,
Singing and drum.
Exactly.
Yes. And I think from what I understood, she's the one that kind of helps put together the backtracks, which is, as a live local band, playing with a backtrack is almost unheard. So it's not something that
that's
a lot
something
of bands
you hear more about you hear more about bands that do extensive tours or even
professional
bigger
bands.
and some of the venerable acts are doing that as well.
Yeah.
Now we can go into a debate as to the merit of using them or not, but but in this particular context, it's interesting how they're arranged and how they're triggered, and they're not used to supplant the music.
No.
It's used kind of like as a live orchestral effect.
Yeah.
So that none of the sound falls through.
Right. Yep. And I can tell you, we play as a three-piece. We don't sound as full as we could have if I had a rhythm guitar player or other keyboards. I mean, all of that stuff, there's a reason that stuff's in the studio version because it sounds good.
Yeah.
So
and you can do whatever you want in the studio, but our rule is if you can't do it if you can't do it live, then don't record it.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm so on that. I think that there's a middle ground. Like for me, I'll add some additional guitars that aren't usually there in our own music, but
just to beefing up this.
Yeah, just like rhythm guitars. It's not like implanting solos and stuff that I wouldn't be able to do live. But anyway, I digress. Put back into this.
Yeah.
Here we go.
When did this turn into a full dissertation?
We'll have to edit this probably. So yeah,
that's a.
I don't know if it's there or this next part where it changes key.
They were not kidding about her bass lines.
Interesting use of just single notes instead of the chord.
Yeah. Her bass is fantastic in this
Some
song.
good licks there.
She got some great lines.
She just loves to just smash the crap out of that cymbal.
Yeah.
I like that dynamic there. Really thick tone too
Yeah.
for a guitar. Nice piano parts going on in the background.
Yeah.
Woo!
Nice.
All right. Flip on back over here. All right, that was the Warning live at Lunario CDMX. That one was pretty cool. Driving, got some dynamics. So started out with clean. Then it sounds like there was some shifting key things going on in that one. More similar drumming with the crashing. She does a lot of loud hitting and crashing, but it works really good with the song. It really helps kind of smash it through.
And all the instruments they all sound fantastic.
Yeah.
The mixing is very well done.
Yeah, lots of cool little moves with the bass.
Oh yeah, her bass lines were fantastic.
Yeah, I think the bass definitely sounds like that Ampeg that they show on stage.
Yeah.
You really can tell that it's coming from that.
That's a winning combination.
Yeah.
As a bass guitarist, that's a winning combination. And for gear,
Yeah.
Spectre and Ampeg.
Yep. Can't go wrong.
You cannot go wrong with that setup. That's actually kind of what I try to emulate with my tone, because that's such a warm, rich yet powerful sound.
Yeah.
Why would you not want to emulate that in some way?
You can tell too the way that she plays the bass is what really contributes to her tone, because she's a finger player, and you can really hear the fingerness of it, I guess.
Yeah, it's very
softer,
very rounded.
Yeah,
very
punchy,
very warm, yet also punchy.
Yeah, and then I believe someone have to tell me this is wrong or not, but I believe, and I don't know the exact brand, but I think Danny actually doesn't play through an amp. I think she actually plays through like a Kemper or some kind of similar post effects, like direct pedal effects. And they showed the really briefly, they panned down to her pedal board, and it looked like it was something that was, she's probably running all the tone from that into whatever in ears or whatever, and then into the house. But correct me if I'm wrong on that, but that's what I believe someone told me in some of these comments. But all right, well, that was the reaction to the Warning live at Lunario. That was part 4 of our Queen of the Murder Scene series. Make sure you stay subscribed and check out our next few entries. We'll be probably doing 2 or 3 of these per week.
So stay tuned.
Yeah, and there's tons more, so make sure you stick around.
Yep.
We are Offset Arrow, 2/3 of the band, all original pop punk, alternative pop, post-punk, alternative, whatever you want to call it, right here from Cape Coral, Florida.
Listen to the music to get what he's trying to say.
Please check out the description. We have our pre-save for our album coming out next Monday. It's finally coming out.
Finally.
At the end of this video, and probably around this time, you might be seeing a video pop up over here. One of them will be our new music video. Make sure you go check that out. It's called Watch It Burn.
Our first single of the new album.
Yes. Please watch that video. Check it out. Most of the Warning fans out here have been super positive and supportive of our music, and
we really appreciate that.
We super do. So thank you so much again for checking us out. Thank you so much for checking out our videos and subscribing and checking out our music. It's awesome. But that's it for this one. We want to thank everyone for watching again, and we'll see you in the next one.
Take care.
Peace out.